Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good afternoon. I'm Ayuni Alamia Haidir, and this is interpreting class. Well, today, as you can see from the PowerPoint, I would like to explain about one type of interpreting, which is called as simultaneous interpreting. And what I'm going to explain today is the process of simultaneous interpreting, what we should avoid as the interpreter, and what we need as the interpreter. Okay, so first is the process of simultaneous interpreting. Well, simultaneous interpreting is just like what the name is, simultaneous. So it means that we directly interpret the interpretation directly, simultaneous, and what make it different with other type of interpreting, because we really directly interpret the interpretation or the speaker's speech. Okay, so first is the process. The listeners hears the interpretation at the same time as the speech is made. So it's the listener, so let's say that it's the audience, hears the interpretation at the same time as the speech is made. Well, actually we cannot really literally translate at the same time here, because it's kind of impossible when the interpretation is at the same time when the speaker is made. But because it's really simultaneous, so yeah, I guess the writer put at the same time because it's really simultaneous. Okay, the second one is the interpreter sits in a booth wearing headphones with a microphone. So later on I will show you what booth is. So booth is a place, and in that booth the interpreter used headphones to hear the speaker's speech and use microphone to interpret the speaker's speech. Next, the third is the interpreters hears the speech through the headphones and simultaneously interprets. And the last one is the listeners are equipped with headphones that they can switch to any language that they want. For example, I'm a Russian girl and I'm in a meeting, so I'm equipped with the headphones that I can switch with a Russian language. So we are equipped with that stuff. Next is this is the booth. This is a booth, and there are usually at least two people in the booth, and in that booth we can provide laptops or computer, because an online dictionary can be accessed online. So dictionaries can be accessed. Actually we also can use an offline dictionary, but I guess it's better to have an online one because it will be faster, I guess. So this is the booth. Next. Well, in that booth, it is contains or provided a button for volume control, means that to up and down the volume. A mute button purpose is when we want to sneeze. Suddenly we want to sneeze or cough, so we need to press the mute button so that it will not distract the listeners. So we should press the mute button. And a relay button means that a button which we want to, for example, we want to hear the other booth interpretation, we press a relay button. Next. Okay, so simultaneous interpreting. Next is, I think this is a really important one, because this is what we need as a simultaneous interpreter. Okay, so first is of course a high level of concentration. An interpreter should have a high level of concentration, because that one small thing, if for example I am not concentrated for 1 second, that 1 second will break everything, because of course it will break everything, because that 1 second will, I don't know what to say anymore, because that loss of concentration. So we should concentrate. Next, be able to function as a team player, and then intellectually curious, have a pleasant voice and smooth delivery. These three needs of interpreter is according to Organization of American States of Representative. So according to this organization, be able to function as a team player, intellectually curious, and have a pleasant voice and smooth delivery. This organization also highlight that have a pleasant voice is a great asset for us, because we shouldn't sound so boring, so that the listeners can still like focus on our voice. So that is actually one of a great assets. Next is an interpreter should be helpful and has sociable personality. So this is according to Segiaviagi. Segiaviagi is head interpreter at the UN in Vienna, United Nations in Vienna. He is the head of interpreter, and he said that an interpreter should be helpful and has a sociable personality. Seems we know that in one booth there are two people, right? So they are in turn. For example, when I don't do an interpretation, I don't do the activity of interpreter, so I can help my people, a person beside me, to like find out in online dictionary or something like that. So that is why we have a sociable personality, and helpful, should be helpful. Okay, so this is what we should be careful. So we should be careful of distracting noises in the booth, because of course it will make other people can lose of concentration because of us. So what we should avoid is rustling of papers, because I guess there are many dictionaries or paper in front of us to write or something. So we should be careful in that. Next is background talk or laughter. Although that we are only 2 person, but we should not be laugh. If only you want to laugh, we should press the mute button. And then water being poured, and also in the booth we can bring coffee or something. So if water being poured, we should be really careful with that, the water being poured noise. And next is the sounds can be picked up by the microphone. Yeah. Okay, so these 3 noises, or these 3 sounds, can be picked up by the microphone. So microphone is really near to us. So I think we should be careful with that. Next, okay, important note: an interpreter shouldn't hesitate or leave sentence unfinished. Yeah. So actually, we don't have to be worried if we have to be worried, but we don't have to be that worried, because we are given a chance to. When we, for example, I am wrong in interpret the speaker's speech. When we are wrong, we are given a chance to make it clear in the question and answer session. So we don't have to be that worried. So because maybe if we have too much worries with this, we will be hesitate in talking. So we shouldn't hesitate or leave sentence unfinished. And then an interpreter should be concerned with meaning rather than exact equivalence for individual words. That's why, as an interpreter, they should have a broad knowledge, so that they can predict the next sentence, so that it will be easier for them, because we're concerned with the meaning, not the equivalence. Although that we have some vocabs, but we are not actually concerned with that, but we are concerned with the meaning. Okay, so this is the one of example of simultaneous interpreter, but this is without a booth. So simultaneous without a booth is also used between political leaders or other formal situation too, not only for political leaders. Actually, we have a role play. Donald Trump's and Joko Widodo's conversation because of the coronavirus. So I will show you a video of simultaneous interpreting. So wait a minute.
We have 12.7 million acres that we will continue to distribute.
Well, as you can see,
the indigenous forest.
her name is Rika, and as you can see, it's really simultaneously.
The actual community, therefore.
Yeah, so we can imagine what if we lost our concentration in this situation. I don't think it's good.
Benefited from the richness of our forest will be the indigenous forest to manage their indigenous forests in a sustainable manner.
Okay, I think it's enough, and I will show you the UN interpretation. Wait a minute. Example. Oh, this one.
You have to difficult.
Okay, this is in the book. Two.
You're speaking English, so they're listening, waiting
people
for
in
their
the book.
turn when like foreign language.
I think it's really interesting.
And then they would start working, and then
So people for one, then you can
All of them are interpreted.
interpreting. Cool.
What is this? Okay.
quite a few of us,
Okay, I think that's enough for me. Sorry, I think that's enough about simultaneous interpreting. I do hope you guys are understands about what I was talking, and thank you so much for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.